I've been journaling since 2021, and this is exactly why I started journaling and how you should journal too. Was it stupid? Oh. You ever feel like your brain is so scrambled with different ideas, different thoughts, different emotions, and you just don't know where to start? Well, that's exactly why I'm going to teach you on how to journal, how it's helped me, and ways that it can really benefit you in the long run. Now, I'm no professional, but I have been journaling for 5 years now, and what I can say is that this has helped me so much in my day-to-day life that it has genuinely changed my life. So how I got into journaling, I was really isolated and I didn't have a community around me that I could really express what I was feeling, how I was dealing with certain emotions. So that's why I kind of fell into a place where I needed to express those ideas in a tangible way. It was a way that I could look back and see how I progressed and all the emotions I was feeling. And then later, as the years went by, I started to look back at those journals and see how far I had come and the community that I built over time just by setting the intention of wanting to make those changes and wanting to develop. Basically, my future self was reassured and I felt like I could really grow and develop and honestly get better in my life. And it did exactly that. It was a creative way for me to express my emotions because sometimes the things that I would write about would feel super daunting and hard to complete. But when I finally put it on paper, I saw it and I was like, wow, this is not really that big of a deal. Like all of the things that I was thinking, they were not as big as I thought. It felt like a weight had been lifted, or those fears that I didn't think I would be able to accomplish. Seeing them on paper, it made me less anxious about what was my end goal, like what were my intentions. It made me see how beneficial it could really be to have it on paper and visualize insecurities or fears or anxieties. So I definitely think that was personal for me and it made me grow. So what are the benefits of even journaling? I initially was in disbelief and I kind of got annoyed because I thought that it never happened immediately. Like, I'm not starting this video because you're supposed to do this and your life will literally change overnight. This is a commitment to yourself, and when you do that, that's when you see the real fruit of what you're doing, because like, you know yourself. If you don't think you could complete it, like, you can do more than you think. So that's why I'm saying write those things down and write those fears, because when you see it on paper, like, even write about that. Like, even write that you're scared about being consistent in journaling, because if you're actually honest with yourself, I feel like you'll be more intentional about like other things in your life. Like, if you can commit to journaling and writing something a day, because ultimately this is for yourself. This is for you to grow and become a better individual. I'm just gonna that's what I think about that. So let's get into the benefits. Like I said, your fears look smaller on paper over time, and your thoughts puff up emotions. Your thoughts are the ones that are showing you how scary it could be and how much anxiety it could bring you, and all the what ifs of life. Looking back, I'm like, why did I even write that? Like, why did I even think that? Or how come I thought that was such a big deal? Like, it literally was not. I'm looking back on all these things that were making me afraid, and I'm so grateful that I can't look back on those memories and be like, wow, I definitely did overcome. And then 2, your future self will thank you. I am so grateful because all of those things I felt like I couldn't do, I have accomplished them. And I want to come up with a little example. Actually, I'm going to come up with an example. Okay, so I'm not gonna read exactly what it was, but there was a time where I was thinking about what somebody else was thinking about me, and I can tell you right now, that person is not even in my life anymore. I have no connection to them now whatsoever, and that's actually hilarious. Like, all those people that I thought would be in my life, even just like last year, this was last year, 2025, and I don't talk to that person anymore. Crazy to look back and see all of those things and see like, oh, they're not really a big deal. But anyways, okay, I'm just gonna go to the next benefit. The third reason why I love to journal is all of the memories. Like, I wrote the day that I got married and the day that I met my now husband. And so now I can look back at all those things, even the people I've met, the people that are in my life still to this day, great friends that I have. I remember the emotions, the things I was feeling on those specific days, and it just makes my heart happy because I know those things were really important to me and they're still important to me to this day. It's just built over time. Those things that we did together, those places we went. I talked about how I've been to Santorini. Like, I wrote all of those things on my trip. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm literally a photographer, so I understand the importance of photos, but when you write down your emotions, how you felt, and the things that you experienced, there's nothing better than matching up those photos with, oh my goodness, I felt so much joy, I felt so much happiness. Like, you look back on that, you really are immersing yourself in that experience, and I just find that to be like so special. So that's another reason why I love to journal and how it really has benefited me. So let's get into the next topic, how to get consistent with journaling. Professionals say that it takes at least 30 days to really build a habit. That's where I encourage you to start, is take a month and just see how it goes. Commit to a month. See how different you feel, all of the emotions that you're writing down. I promise you, you will feel better writing down something that you've been thinking about forever, but you're like, who do I share this with? What do I do? If you commit a month to doing this, something is going to switch. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel so much lighter because all of this stuff is on tangible paper. Like, it's literally just paper. There's nothing special about it. Like, if you're just consistent, this will over time be such a repetition thing for you. You'll become stronger mentally. Your brain will release all of these emotions that is gonna feel so much better. Like, it's like getting a massage. Like, when somebody takes the knots out and takes all of those like annoying things out of your shoulders, it feels so much better. And that's exactly what journaling does and how it affects people. Okay, there's a car. I don't know if you heard that. But I think it's so real. Whenever you commit to doing this, make a checklist of all of the 30 days. And then when you complete a day, bubble it in and like, or check mark, whatever. If you just check something off per day and you commit to that, it's like a little dopamine hit. Like, I don't know the psychology exactly behind that, but completing something, even just for a day, is great. See where that goes. But in my experience, I remember when I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna commit a month to doing this. And so that's where I kind of felt like I could really build upon that. And that's why I started getting into it. And I was like, wow, this is so great. I feel so much better about, you know, where I'm at in life, because I can finally express those emotions, even like things I've never told anybody I'm okay with. And I think that's really powerful when you're able to sit down and you don't have to share everything with everyone. My journals are literally like my vault of memories, vault of emotions, of things that I've also, when you don't share everything with everyone, you keep things for yourself. And when you do that, when you're done doing the thing that you wanted to do, like your goal setting feels more accomplishing because you didn't post about it. You weren't telling everybody and their mother, like, you only kept it to yourself. You are the first one that should know about everything. You shouldn't be like, okay, I just thought of it, I'm gonna go share it with my friend. Like, you should just keep that to yourself and write it down. But honestly, whatever works for you. Just for me, I think some things should be kept for yourself. That's just my thoughts. I also personally, I fill an entire page when I journal. I'll show you. I'm literally filling out an entire page. Like, well, it's just this one page, but I'm filling one page out because it gives me that sense of completion. All of those journals are written in front to back. Even when I have like a short thing that I want to put in my journal, always like put a line through the part where I stop and I complete it the next day. So everything is, I'm not wasting space in my journal is what I'm trying to say. You know, that's like just my thing. Also, I'm gonna read this. It eventually became apparent, and journaling helped me process and understand myself better. Seeing my thought patterns was a big thing for me. I was catching myself doing things that were not productive, so I was able to push myself and change things over time, and it eventually worked. That's another thing, is when you do write all these things down, your habits start to become more clear. Thought process starts to be more apparent. When you see it, you write it down and you look for like, why did I act like that? Why did I do that? Why did I have that thought pattern? It's just little things like that that makes you become a better person, and it gives you more self-awareness. Those self-awareness moments where you're like, oh snap, I just did this 2 times this week. Like, why did I do that? You become a better individual. You're focused on what you're bringing to society and how you're really helping benefit those around you. And I think we're put on this earth to serve other people. If any of this helped you at all, please put it in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on how journaling has helped you. If you are starting journaling, I would love to give some more tips. For now, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.